Good morning, Year 7. I hope you all had a really lovely weekend. I just wanted to take you through today, really, our tutor time slides for this week. And so this week we are going to be thinking about moving on and preparing for Year 8. So, as unbelievable as it may seem, you actually only have 2 weeks left as Year 7s. I've obviously spoken before, stating the obvious really, but you've had a really unique Year 7 experience. And we thought a little bit last week in the slides that I took you through about the things that you have achieved and the opportunities that you made the most of whilst you were still able to be attending school in person rather than working remotely from home. So you've only got 2 weeks left. Some of you might think that it's gone really quickly. Some of you might feel that it's dragged a little bit, perhaps particularly during lockdown. But you are very, 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 very soon no longer going to be the youngest in our school, the youngest year group. You are going to be our new grown-up Year 8s, and we will have our new Year 6s coming to join us in September as Year 7s, and they will become the kind of babies of the school. So this week you're going to have your final tutor time sessions. You should be receiving emails from your tutors either at the end of last week or the next few days, letting you know when your tutor time session on Microsoft Teams is going to be. Don't forget to read your tutor's email very carefully, make a note of the time and date of the session, make a note of it in your phone or on your family calendar, and don't forget as well to click yes on the invite that your tutor emails to you. In those tutor time sessions, you are going to be talking a little bit about how you're feeling about Year 8, things that you're looking forward to, things that perhaps you're worried about, and it's going to be a really good opportunity for people to share just their thoughts and feelings really as we come to the end of Year 7 and we think about moving forward to our new school year that's coming in September. So please do make sure you attend, and I hope you find them useful. I know that your tutors absolutely loved seeing you and speaking to you in your last set of tutor time sessions, so it would be brilliant for them to be able to see as many of your faces and hear as many of your thoughts and ideas and feelings as possible in this last round of tutor time sessions that they'll be running for you. So things that I thought about that you'd be able to look forward to really for Year 8. Year 8 is actually a very exciting year in the sense that you are beginning to think about your future, so your future at school. So it's the year where you choose your option subjects for GCSE. So obviously that's going to involve you having a little think about sort of perhaps career areas that you feel you might be interested in. We absolutely do not expect you to know exactly what it is that you want to do when you leave school. If you do know already, that's brilliant, but lots of you won't. And it's not something to be worried about or feel stressed out about, because, you know, most adults still in their 20s don't 100% know exactly what career maybe they want to choose. But it's just about having a rough idea of things that you definitely perhaps won't be interested in doing and things that you might be interested in doing, and building your options choices around the things that you might be interested in. So that's something that will be coming up, and there'll be lots more information coming in Year 8 for you and your parents and carers around how the options selection process works. We'll also have a Year 8 graduation to look forward to at the end of next academic year. So that's a really brilliant opportunity for us to celebrate you as a school, everything that you've achieved. It's a great opportunity for your parents and carers to be proud of you and come and watch you get certificates and be awarded for various achievements in different subjects and different areas of school life. And it's always a really, really lovely event. So that was definitely something to motivate you to work really hard throughout Year 8 so that you can be going up on that stage, so that you can be graduating, hopefully we'll see as many people graduating as possible with a gold certificate. And so that's something, like I said, to really look forward to, and that's something exciting on the calendar for us. There'll also be a big range of house activities and competitions as we normally run each year. I announced the winners of the house competitions in terms of who had the most haps in my last PowerPoint that I did for you, my recording. So obviously, like I said, this is an opportunity. Roddick, we're going to up our game. I actually used to be head of Roddick House before I became a head of year. So I'm always, although I'm now officially in Pankhurst, I do always root for Roddick as well. So I really hope that you will be able, girls, that we can try and pull some more haps out of the bag by getting involved with the house activities and competitions. And there'll also be some fundraising opportunities in terms of the charities that we community support as a school, as house groups as well. So there's going to be opportunities there. I know lots of you are actually very community and fundraising minded. I've already had some suggestions from students around perhaps some charities and fundraising that we could be doing, and that's certainly something that I will be discussing with the senior leadership team, just thinking about ways that we can perhaps move that forward and make that a reality from next academic year. So there is lots to be excited about. In terms of how to get on in year 8 and how to get the best out of it, obviously I can tell you my perspective as a head of year. It's not going to probably maybe be that interesting to you. So I thought it would be even better if I managed to get some top tips from a year 8 student who is just finishing being in year 8. So these top tips have come from Maya in year 8. And I'm just going to read them to you. I want you to have a little think about them, and perhaps you might even want to note a couple down, maybe set a couple as almost targets for yourself for when we come back in September, of things that you want to try and aim for, tips that you want to try and complete and achieve. So Maya has written, year 8 is one of the best years, as most students have already had 1 year of experience in secondary school, and there are always chances to be successful. For example, always help others and be kind, because this is one of the most important aspects of life at Carshalton Girls. Maya's absolutely right, it is, and lots of you have actually been practicing your kindness skills through the kindness challenge over the last few weeks, so lots of you are not going to find that a problem at all. Maya's also said, ask lots of genuine questions to help boost your confidence. I completely agree with her there as well, particularly in lessons, particularly in tutor time, but particularly around your learning. I think in lessons with your subject teachers, it's really important to ask questions if you don't understand something, or even if you're just really interested in something and you want to find out more. Maya's put here, join clubs that you're interested in. This may also help in choosing the right subjects at the end of year 8, and it allows you to get to know teachers and other students. And yes, again, Maya's right, it's a great way to get to know other students, not just within your year group perhaps, but throughout the wider school. When you join clubs, often we have clubs that run which combine year groups together, and it's just another great opportunity to meet people and make friends, really. Maya's put here, be enthusiastic, be confident, and be yourself. And that's an excellent tip, I think, in life in general. She's put, have good time management. You are encouraged to use your planner to note down homework assignments and class tests, etc. It's essential to pack your school bag the night before with all your school books and stationery. Now, all of us are going to be out of the habit of doing that, aren't we? Because we haven't even been coming into school for nearly 3 months. So I think that's something that definitely everybody needs to put on their list of tips for the new year, and something that you should look over again in August and have a think about preparing all your things. Have you got everything you need to take into school with you when we do return to school in the new academic year? Maya's put, get involved in the house competitions such as house sports, debates and clubs, and take initiative to visit the school library. I like this one a lot, of course, as an English teacher. And she said, take some books out to study for certain subjects. You never know, you might find something useful in there. Absolutely, we actively encourage students to be doing wider reading around subjects that topics that they're covering in various subjects. But also, as an English teacher, I'm a huge advocate for reading for pleasure. Mrs. Young is a fantastic librarian. We're incredibly lucky to have her, and she's always so brilliant to go and talk to. She makes excellent recommendations. You can tell her sort of even just like the films that you're into, and she'll always be able to make some great recommendations on books that she thinks you might enjoy. And Maya's put here, taking leadership by organising house events. So I know the heads of house will be pleased to see that in there. So that's definitely something that lots of you, I'm sure your heads of house will really appreciate you offering to help organise any upcoming events, offering to perhaps oversee things, get involved, and perhaps, you know, raise awareness of house events that are coming by posters, promoting things at social times. So all of that, I'm sure, will be more than welcomed by the heads of house. So that's something for some of you to think about. And that's not just for house captains to be doing, but it's for people who are just really wanting to become part, you know, play a bigger role perhaps in the house communities that we have at school. So that's Roddick, Rowling, Pankhurst and Holmes. And then Maya's put here, lastly, try something new or different for a change. Maybe attending musical theatre or a music club for a whole term, or take part in the school choir. Yeah, and we run a lot of other clubs as well. So we have things like art club, we have a huge range of sports clubs as well, dance clubs. So that, I think Maya's absolutely right. A new academic year is a bit like having an opportunity to have a new leaf, and it's a chance to start trying new things. So I would definitely recommend that when we come back and when our clubs start running again, that people kind of challenge themselves, you know, join up something new with a friend. So you kind of have that gives you a confidence boost, doesn't it, to try something new if you can take a friend along with you. And it's good for them as well, because it will help them, expose them to some new experiences through that club too. So thank you very much, Maya, for sharing your top tips for us. And I'm sure lots of you find these helpful, and it's something that you can look back over as well when we get towards the end of August and we get closer to our return to school. So for the tutor time task this week, I wanted you to write a list of all the things that you're looking forward to about year 8. You'll be discussing this, as I said, in your tutor time sessions, but it might be nice for you to just put your own list together, really. And I'd like to share that list with your family, and then share that list with some friends from school too, and perhaps talk about the similarities and differences between your two lists. Apologies for the typo of the word differences. I've just noticed that as I'm looking at it here. So I've also think that it would be important that once you've written this list and you've shared it with your family, shared it with some friends from school, that you put your list somewhere safe, and take it back out again at the end of August and read it over, just to help you feel positive about coming back to school. We are more than aware that for lots of you, it felt like a really long time since we've been going back, you know, that we've been going into school as usual. So we know that it's going to be a big change for us all to be having to get ourselves up, organised, out of the house on time, and come into school, make the journey. I know lots of us will be struggling to get out of bed at our usual early time. Lots of us have been enjoying perhaps slightly later lie-ins than we might usually be having. But please know that you won't be alone in feeling like that and feeling a little bit apprehensive about the change in routine. And it's always really helpful to think about all the positive things that will come from that change of routine, rather than only focusing on, you know, the negative things or the things that are making you worried. Obviously, it's important to talk about the things that you're worried about, to discuss them with your tutors in your tutor time, or to share them with us, your teachers, when you come back to school, share them with your parents, and you can talk about them, and often talking about them might help alleviate some of those worries, to help to reduce some of those worries. But it's also really important to focus on the positives, I think, in these situations. So please do make that list, share it with people, put it somewhere safe, and read it again at the end of August. So finally, we've got our stars of the week. So I'd like to say a really big well done to the following girls. First of all, we're going to have a star of the week for Mia M. Well done. You've got yourself into a really good routine with registration and homework, which is excellent. So congratulations to you. Well done to Vashni. You joined your tutor time sessions on Teams from school and still persevering with it, even though Mrs. put here you could only actually hear everybody and not see everybody. Isla Kay, well done for all your excellent engagement with all aspects of remote school life. You've done fantastically well. And lastly, Fatima, you produced some beautiful artwork during lockdown, which she shared with some of our staff, and it really is wonderful. And so congratulations for doing that and using your time so productively, and also making really great effort at home in terms of your home learning. So congratulations to all of those girls who are our stars of the week for this week. And lastly, I just wanted to give you a reminder in terms of not to forget, these things are kind of ongoing and running. So we've got our Year 7 Kindness Challenge. So please email your tutor with that, with what you've done that week. And remember, it's emailing your tutor every Thursday. It can be with a picture or just a description of what you've done. I also mentioned last week in my newsletter that we've got our short stories running on our CHSG YouTube channel, which have been produced by the English department. So please go and have a look at those. You can either read along with them, because we've got the text or the text of the story up on the screen too, or you can just play it in the background and just enjoy listening. They're all around sort of 10-12 minutes long, so they are short stories. And if there's any particular stories or poems that you would really enjoy hearing us read to you, then please just send us an email. You can either email me or you can email Mrs. Bart, who's the head of English, and we will try and respond to those requests as far as we can. Don't forget as well, you get a newsletter that's sent out weekly, so that's sent out to all parents and carers, and I believe students get it too through their school email. So there's always lots going on in there, lots of at the moment we've been kind of focusing on teacher career profiles, so you find a little bit more out about your various teachers' backgrounds backgrounds of how they got into teaching and why they enjoy the job so much. But this week there's also a summer reading list in there from A Mighty Girl. So there's a lot of fantastic book recommendations on there. So I really do encourage you to get that newsletter, dig out those inboxes, and have a look through for that link to the summer reading list, and to choose something. Maybe try and aim to read at least one of those books if possible over the summer. And finally, I know you won't forget this, but I started the PowerPoint by talking about it. So I'm just going to finish by saying, don't forget your tutor time sessions, your last tutor time session of the term. They're going to be running over the next 2 weeks. So keep an eye out for the email invite from your form tutor. If you haven't received one, perhaps say by Wednesday this week, then please do contact your tutor directly, just to ensure that for whatever reason yours didn't get lost or go to junk mail or something, because we do want to see as many people as possible in those sessions, kind of sharing the things that you're looking forward to about year 8 and talking about any worries that you might have about year 8. So I hope you all have a fantastic week, and I look forward to speaking to you again next week, which will be our penultimate, I think. Will it be our penultimate or our ultimate tutor time slides? So have a good week and take care. Thank you.